Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly installment of Rise and Shine. I am super excited to be here with my friend Megan. My name is Jen Mango, and I'm an Emerald with Plexus and have been doing this, almost 6 years. I cannot believe that. But Meagan Cates is our special guest tonight, and I am so excited that you're going to get to hear from her. Meagan is literally, I don't play favorites, but she's one of my favorites on my team. She's from Ellsworth, Kansas. I love her story. She's super, super inspiring. If you get a chance to see her at convention, I want you to come up and talk to her. But she's just going to share with us. She is a recent, as in like 3 days old, a brand new gold ambassador with Plexus, has 3 kids.
Yep.
I always want to say that you have 4 kids.
Well, like, Tyson could probably count.
Yes. Tyson, you're not a kid, but we will maybe count you as a kid. So she has 3 kiddos. She's going to tell you a little bit about herself, but I'm super excited to have you with us, Megan. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you
I
about
would love to just tell everybody a little bit about you and your journey coming to Plexus.
Okay. Well, I have 3 kids. My oldest is going to be 12 this summer, and then I have a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old. My youngest is a little boy, and he has cerebral palsy, so that's been kind of a big thing in our life with the therapy and all of that. I am a recovering drug addict. That's kind of something that I always lead with because it's a big part of who I am, or at least who I was, and a big part of why I started Plexus. So I was 10 years I was addicted to meth. And if you don't know much about meth, it keeps you awake and helps you lose weight. And so when I got clean, I gained a lot of weight. And so when I started Plexus, it was for weight loss. And really that was about it. I mean, in my mind, I just wanted the weight loss. And very quickly, I realized that it was so much more than that.
Oh, we lost you. I think you accidentally muted.
Really helps me live it. And yeah, it's given my kids their mom back. So that's been a big, big thing.
Yeah, every time you share your story, I get emotional. I have goosebumps right now, and the power of human nature to be able to make a decision to change and to overcome, especially something as what, even for those of us who don't know much about addiction, any kind of addiction,
right.
that trap and that really just, I don't even know the right word I'm looking for, because it's so much more than just a trap. It really is. It's complete destruction in your life, and yet you were able to take a situation and turn it around. And then Plexus has been kind of this vehicle to keep you on the right track, not even just from an addiction standpoint, but from a health and truly happiness standpoint.
Yeah.
Can you maybe expound and share maybe one of the surprises that came with Plexus that you didn't expect after, initially just joining for the weight loss?
Yeah. So being on drugs, you don't get sick. I know that sounds silly, but you just don't notice that kind of stuff. Maybe it's just that you don't notice it. And so I know when I got clean, it was like every week I had something, whether it was a cold or a stomach bug. I mean, I was just sick all the time. And that wasn't even something that was even on my radar with Plexus. And I mean, so it was a surprise, just the stronger immune system. And I mean, I hardly ever get sick now. And it was really like a weekly occurrence. So that was a happy surprise.
Yes, that is awesome. And I think so many of us do that because we don't, we're all so conditioned to go to the doctor or to think about medication once we have a problem. And yet the beauty of Plexus is that when you start taking care of yourself, you don't even have to have those problems. And it's a wonderful surprise. So I love hearing that for you too. So I know that when you started, you wanted the weight loss, you had some great results. Yeah. You also saw some surprise benefits from your health. Let's talk a little bit about the financial piece of what Plexus has been, even just as recent in the last several months. But the surprise that came with that, and I don't think, or maybe you can answer this question, did you ever think when you first signed up you were going to work this as a business, quote unquote?
No. Oh my gosh, no. I don't even know that at first it was even a thought that I would make anything really. But then all that I was trying to do was pay for my products because, we have 3 kids and we don't make huge amounts of money. So that was one of those things. It was like, if I was going to continue to take the products, I had to pay for them. And so that was, I didn't have any ambitions really beyond that for a long, long time. And it's been pretty recently that it's been kind of more of a, well, maybe I can do a little bit more. And then when I do a little bit more, well, let's see if I can do a little bit more than that. And it has been, it's been crazy. Like I never imagined that I would even make really more than a couple $100s with Plexus. So it's been crazy.
Well, and I will just toot Meagan's horn here to say, obviously, we said that she just is turned to gold, but she won an iPad in March. She had, your final total was 9, correct?
Yep.
9 ambassadors, and I believe of those 9, 8 of them, right, were $199s, or were they all 9?
8 of them.
So 8 of her joins were $199 packs. So really offering, and what I love about that is that it shows you, even in a situation where you've been around some of your community and some of your connections from your past. I know we've had this conversation before, so I'm not assuming, is people that struggle and people that financially don't have a lot. And so sometimes we can put ourselves, for other people, we can presume like they could never afford $199. And yet, when we've had a conversation too, it's like, why wouldn't we show them that maximum benefit of getting the most products for the cheapest price? And along those lines, maybe you can talk a little bit about what this has done for your mindset along the way, this journey, outside of the health, outside of the finances, for Meagan, and your not even your personality, but your emotional spirit and your mental mindset. Like, what has changed since you've started Plexus in that regard?
So definitely the confidence. The confidence is, that's something that I've always struggled with, just like I've always struggled with weight, and not to tie them completely together, but they go together. They really do, especially. Yeah. So, but aside from the weight, even just I guess from the business standpoint, I don't even know how to describe it really. This isn't how I saw myself, I guess. I didn't see myself as a leader or as somebody that people would, kind of look to for advice or for, especially for health stuff. That just wasn't ever something that I saw for myself. But I know that, in fact, I think it's you who always told me, be a product of the products. And that has been what really turned my business around, because for a while there, I wasn't on my products. Financially, we just couldn't do it. Every penny that we made, even my money from Plexus, went to something else. And I had a really hard time promoting something that I wasn't taking. And so when I was able to get back on my products and I had those results, and all of a sudden people are like, what are you doing? The best advertisement is you. And so really the way that they were mostly $199 packs is because that $199 pack, the Weight Loss Essentials, is pretty much exactly what I personally take. And so when people say, well, what are you doing? Well, we have a welcome pack that is exactly what I'm doing, and I can tell you exactly how I take it, and then you can kind of tweak it and make it your own. So, but people message me still, and I have people that maybe do Plexus and they're under somebody else, and they message me, and that's awesome too. Just that people kind of look to you for that, for guidance. And yeah, I never would have pictured myself as a leader really, but I guess that's what I'm becoming anyway.
For sure. You are a leader. I think what I love about it is leadership comes with willingness to say, you know what, I don't maybe know everything. I haven't fully arrived, but I sure am willing to give it and to love on other people. I mean, I really think, and you're so good at both of those things. Let's talk about your life and how you do share Plexus. You kind of touched on it a bit here just a second ago, but what would be your advice to other moms that have multiple, 3 or 4 kids, working a full-time job, don't have a lot of extra time, and yet you're still growing and building a team? What would be your advice, or what's one thing that you do that maybe you would like to share?
I've been really fortunate because I do have Tyson, and so I can say, hey, I'm going out to the garage to do a call or whatever. But there are nights that, the kids are crazy and I might go outside, but here they come, and they follow me out. And there are nights that, I stay up a little later and I work when they go to bed. And there are weekends that, I work through their nap time, or, that's when I message people. And that's the beauty of it is, we always say that you can fit it into the nooks and crannies. And that is exactly what I do, because my schedule is nothing even close to normal. And I work different hours almost every single day. And, I work weekends sometimes now. And it's literally just fitting it in whenever I have even 10 minutes to send a message to somebody to check in, or, setting aside specifically 1 hour to, have somebody come over so I can help them sign up because they don't know how to use a computer, or whatever the case may be. But for me, it really is the nooks and crannies, because that's about all I have.
Well, and I think most people anymore, right? For most mamas anyway, that's all we have.
Right.
But you are living proof, and I'm living proof. So many people are living proof that you can, when you're intentional. It doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes or 2 hours. If you've got it, you use it, and it's seed sown that will come back and bless you. And that's clearly what's going on with you. So you're headed to convention in just a couple of weeks. I'm super excited that I get to see you in person. Plexus does such a great job of events. And I know your experience last year was a little crazy, but what would be one thing that you love about it, or you're looking forward to, that you might share with somebody that's never gone to convention before?
I would say, and it was a struggle for me. I have a little bit of crowd anxiety, I guess. And so I feel like a lot of the time last year I was spent looking at my feet, and so I would just say, keep your head up, and take it in, because I remember getting home and thinking, how much did I miss, looking down at my feet. So, but the information, it was crazy. The training sessions and stuff, they were really awesome. Make sure that you go to everything, because it can be so tempting to, I'm tired, I'm worn out, I want to just, stay in the hotel room or whatever. But you only have this limited amount of time, and there's so much, to squeeze in. Just go to everything and pay attention to everything. Soak it up.
Such good advice. Such good advice. I think that's an easy trap for all of us to fall into, as it's a hectic, busy couple of days. And so it's like, oh, I'm tired. But it really is worth it, because you can be tired at home and rest. But you'll come home so jazzed and excited, you'll be ready to work anyway. And I love your advice about looking up. I think in general, we don't look up enough, whether it's because we're a little anxious in a situation, or we're just too preoccupied, or we're on our phones, and connecting, right? Making new friends. I'm really excited for you this year, because I feel like you're going to have a whole new group of people that you're going to connect with, as well as some familiar faces that'll make everything feel good. But I'm just so thankful we got to share this time together. I don't know what's going on. Acting weird. I'm thankful for this time. I'm thankful for you. I'm so excited about where your business is headed and what is to come, and love the inspiration that you are to me and to everyone on this team. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, this is it for Rise and Shine. We hope you join us again next time. Remember that when you are working your business, that you are representing a health and happiness company. And that's why we talk about rising and shining. We all rise together so that we can shine brighter. Y'all have a great night.